In this video, we're going to look at the filter method. In an earlier video, I explained what the map method was and how useful it's been to me, and how I think it's one of the most useful native JavaScript methods in the entire language. Filter is a close second. Let's give an example. So here's an array of colors. We have red, blue, green, blue, and blue. I'm going to copy that into my console, and then I'm going to copy this function in as well. This is basically saying, if the color is blue, return true, otherwise return false. So now let's run filter on our colors array, passing in our filter function, and see what happens. So we only got blue back. And so it more or less did what we would expect. It filtered our array by whatever parameters we specified. So you can think of it like this. When we call filter, it is going to iterate through every element in this array and run this function against the value of the element, which will be the first parameter in our function. And we can do whatever we want with that value. At the end, if the function returns true, it will keep that element, and if it returns false, it will discard it. And that actually creates a new array with the results. If we look at colors, it's the same. So in the same way as map, we have this idea of immutability, which is really important. We don't want to modify the original array in any way. We actually just want to analyze it, run our function against it, and create a new array with the results of that function applied to each element. So result only kept the strings with the name blue because those are the only ones that match true against our function. Let me show you another example here. This one's very similar, but it just says, result 2. It just says when the value is greater than 20. So like before, filter is going to iterate through every element in this array, and if the value is greater than 20, it will add it to the new array, otherwise it will ignore it. And in this case, 20 is not greater than 20, so it ignores that. But when it gets to 1450, that is, and that's the only one that qualifies. So that's the only value in our new array. Lastly, let me show you an example of filtering on objects. So here we have 3 people, Susan, Frank, and John, with different ages. And I'm saying where we have a person named John over the age of 35, where the name is equal to John and the age is greater than 35, keep the value, return true, keep the value, otherwise ignore it. And if we run that, if we see the value, then we have an empty array because actually none of these meet that condition. We have the name John here, but his age is not over 35. And I wanted to show you this just to give you the a little bit of a sense that you can really apply a lot of power to your filter function. Many filter functions that I've encountered are several lines long. They're much longer than just one line. And it gives you it's quite a lot of flexibility to do some really powerful things in the language.